Well, we used two eggs. One from me, one from her. I was like, technology hasn't really advanced that much. It's either going to be one or the other. Someone emailed me that article the other day about trying to fashion a sperm out of an egg. That way you could have both the genital matter. Not genital, oh my god, genetic. I meant genetic. Not that that's gonna happen anytime soon, the sperm from egg thing. She went, I don't want all this bullshit about biological, non biological mothers. She didn't have a clue about all the paperwork it would entail. Ultimately, I had to adopt him. Signed on the dotted line as a foster parent. It's clear as day who the bugger takes after. The features, those great big eyes. She's the smart one, not me. At the PTA meetings, they all addressed her, never me. I was like, the visiting uncle from Coimbatore? So much for two eggs in the mix. She did carry him to terms. That's never going to be something I can fathom, really.
I don't like to align myself into gender roles. I still don't know if my instincts for parenting can be called maternal. I don't know how naturally nurturing I am. I need to take time off to write and paint. His childhood has fed an entire body of work. I stick them into the attic when they're done. They're no masterpieces, but I must be responding to him in some way. I feel this awful responsibility to be the best possible mother. And I really don't see those paragons anywhere. My mother was an absolute failure, and I love her for it. I take care of her. Her sons have abandoned her. Daughters aren't that bad after all. We're going to be really old soon ourselves. Although we do these things to stay young. I have my yoga and my night lotions, and I'm mostly vegetarian for humanitarian reasons, except for the cheesecake. Salted caramel. She doesn't care. She likes her drink, she likes her ham. But somehow, when we have checkups, it's just me with all the complications. I really value my privacy, which is why I didn't take up those offers to tell our story. I mean, I'm sure they were well intentioned, but they would probably have made us look like oddities. We are an odd family, but not in that way. We have our quirks, don't get me started. But I told them a firm no. The Times came calling, and then the Post, the Express, and they wanted us to pose in the nude for $35,000. Our beautiful brown bodies, matching bindis, nursing a brown baby. I can't imagine a pose that would be just right for public consumption. They wanted a freak show, and they wanted to throw us in with that mother who had septuplets and that trans man who didn't give up his womb. We are self-respecting professional women. We're not pin-ups. That's so rude. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't look down on pin-ups at all. I collect them for archival anthropological purposes. Most of it is created for men, for lads' mags. But sometimes you catch a glint in the eye and a certain look, straight at the camera, and a certain abandon to her posture. That's cheesecake. The jiggly, fluffy Japanese kind.
I found a few retorts that I could use again and again. If someone told me your mom's a lesbian, I'd say your dad's a lesbian. Or my mom gets more pussy than you and your gay dads combined. I know mom wouldn't be too pleased with me because I used gay as a slur. They say don't ever be gay, cis beta. But far from it. Everyone thinks I'm gay because I'm this beta male supposedly. I like Shakespeare and ballet and drama. The absence of a male role model is to be blamed. But no, sir. It seems I have inherited the love for vaginas, just like my mom's. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips is red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are done. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head, and so on and so forth. They sat me down, when they found out, because they didn't presume anything by default. They let me be or become. I ended up as a straight cis man. I'm not even bi-curious. I'm perfectly ordinary in every sense. They sat me down for a talk because they thought they'd seen all the telltale signs of me being straight. Luckily, I didn't get caught for porn. It was just a Valentine's card I made. Sweet, na? It's okay to find women attractive, Mom said. It's okay to make advances, but not in that overblown Bollywood way. And that I can show direct sexual and romantic interests without being a creep. So long as I do so appropriately in the correct context. Oh, it was a long talk about body language and social interaction and how and when and how much. At the end, I was like, Mom, you've not raised a monster. I'm just a normal teenager with regular hormones. But they were only looking out for me. They covered absolutely everything. They probably would have taught me how to shave if Uncle Arjun hadn't butted in. He got me a razor and some foam. I believe there's nothing a mom can't teach you.
Like all good South Indian parents, we took him to the spelling bee. I swear it was a conspiracy. They got him to spell Satwik for crying out loud. Then progenitor, and then prevarication. It means to lie, in case you were wondering. I told her, are they trying to give us a hint or something? She insisted, you're reading too much into these things. The clincher was that very last word they gave him. I think it was anti-establishmentarianism. Big word, very phonetic. It was possibly a more difficult word, but to the same effect. Thing is, it could not have been a coincidence. Fucking conservatives. We weren't planning on ever going back. But he kept winning. Bugger was on a roll. I learned a lot of words myself. Don't get to use them in real life, but I learned them. No, I got him DIY kits and GI Joes. We need a little bit of that toxic masculinity, don't we? Just a smidge. But we also had dolls, just in case. I never liked dolls growing up. People brought me dolls all the fucking time. What else could they do to exorcise that tomboy in me? I used to take all the limbs off and put the heads in a box. Kept it by my pillow. It's really funny because before her, all my girls, they were pretty much an assembly line of Barbies. Immaculate, not a hair out of place. I never wanted to tuck a shirt in, I'm sure there's something Freudian in there. But Mr. Freud died before he could get to meet any of us, no? Was it him or was it that other lunatic who thought we could all be cured? Nope, not really. We are inqueerable. It's a word I've coined. He came running home one day, crying, miming that letter L on his forehead. They are saying kids, presumably. It's L for lesbians and L for losers. I sat him down, told him L, L also stands for love and light and more love and more light and also lemon meringue pie. It was his favorite thing then. And L also stands for lovely and luxury and lively and loyalty and lingeringness. Because long after all the physical traces of something are removed, I can still sense it within me, around me, the presence of it. What I have with her. And that's what I wish for him. That the things he cares about stay with him and linger long after they're gone. We had in our late 30s. That doesn't give us enough time. That's how long it took to get our shit together. As people, as a couple. There was nobody else like us then. It wasn't about labels and flag waving. It was about wanting to share the life we built together with Someone who's us. Who cares whose egg it was? I wish him lingeringness. My happy word.
It does feel sometimes like being stuck in an endless loop of go and ask your mother. You go here and then there. Left, right, and then there and then here. Go and ask your mother. Go and ask your mother. Go and ask your mother. As Mama would say. Well, beta, at least you're not going to have daddy issues. Except that she's more like a daddy than she'd like to believe. But I was a cheeky kid though. Like when I saw that episode of South Park and I learnt about scissoring and I went kitch at them. Is this how I happened? Is it? Is it? I was slapped left, right, and center. Never whipped or caned, the occasional slap on the wrists. I remember that, but never ever a spanking. But slaps were par for the course. I never mimed a scissor ever again, not even in tailoring classes. It's funny because we have this great big extended family, but they never acknowledge us as a family unit. My grandmother, for example, never knew my mom were married until recently. What did she think? They were sorority sisters? Flatmates with benefits? Business partners? They were all those things.
They were okay as long as they thought we were sisters. We looked a lot alike then. They really get rankled when they find out. Both of us are private individuals. We don't like to talk about it to strangers. There's a life we've built, and in that world there's openness, there's frankness, there's candor. I don't need to be a flag bearer, and neither does she. We do understand that everything we've been able to do is because of those trailblazers. We step into the shoes of those that have gone before us. Mothers who fought, women who fell by the wayside, children who were taken away, lives that were lost, battles that were won. I mean, it's still not the brave new world. We've planned it all. His future as well as ours. We weren't really part of the queer community owing to the efforts we took to fit in, despite being outliers in every possible way. When we're really old, we'll go and live in a lesbian commune in Colorado. There'll be laughter and there'll be, what she likes to call it, lingeringness. We're going to take a really long time to really fade away. I'm so proud of him. As proud as any mother, I'm sure, but more so. He's gentle with women and with men. He's thoughtful. He's so much like her. We both kept wearing and exchanging various hats in the last 2 decades. Diapers, drawings, ducks, dances, drizzles, dozens. We couldn't fall back on a template because there was none. I was the serious one in our trial. I don't do pillow fights or spoon races. I watch them from the side, from the corner of my eyes, indulgently. I can watch them fooling around for hours, and then they get tired and they come to me like kittens. And yes, we have 2 cats too, all competing for my attention, pressing against me, against each other, a pile of soft bones. If that's not maternal, I don't know what is.
My hope for my graduation was to do this stand-up set kind of thing at a ceremony. Kids sing, they give TED Talks, they rap. I wanted to walk in my ceremonial gown into this pretend world, this great big chambura of alternate parenthood. I'd start by saying, "Gay dads, give us a shout, yay!" They'd go all chatty, giggly. "Lesbian mothers, give us a shout, yeah." Those 6 women in the back speaking in harmony. Listen, people. My mums, they're in the front row here. A hand for them, please. I'm not fucked up, I tell you. That's because of them. They made me. Oh, the other joke that I don't really find funny anymore. Are you called Ben by any chance, and is your father Ross?